Wayne stares at the pregnancy test in her trembling hands. 2 pink lines. Her breath catches. She presses her hand over her mouth, tears forming. Her mind races to Jungkook, to the promises, to the way he held her, to the goodbye at the train station. Wayne whispering, "You promised we'd chase our dreams, together." She clutches the test to her chest, sits on the edge of the bathtub, and sobs quietly. The silence of the room is deafening. She dials his number again. For the 7th time. The same automated voice plays. This number is no longer in service. Y/N desperate. "No, please." She types an email. Another. And another. All unanswered. She tries his agency, they block her number. Y/N to herself, voice cracking. "How could you disappear just like that, Jungkook?" She stares at a photo of them together, both laughing, carefree. She presses her phone to her chest and cries. The doctor shows Y/N the first sonogram. Tiny fluttering heartbeat. Her lips part and a tear falls. Doctor gently. "You're about 8 weeks. Everything looks healthy." Y/N softly, eyes on the screen. "You're real, and you're mine." She smiles through her tears. "Doctor, is the father?" Y/N hesitates, then shakes her head. Y/N with quiet resolve. "It's just me and her now." Y/N sits with little Hana on her lap. The child gazes up at the sky. Hana, innocently. "Mommy, where's my daddy?" Y/N freezes for a moment, then smiles softly, brushing Hana's hair. Y/N gentle. "He's a star in the sky. He watches over you from far away." Hana wide-eyed. "Like a real star. Can I wave at him?" Y/N nods, tears quietly collecting in her lashes as Hana waves to the sky. Y/N whispering, "Maybe he'll wave back someday." The TV plays a music award show. Jungkook stands on stage, accepting an award. Host on TV. And the artist of the year goes to Jungkook. Y/N pauses while folding laundry. She stares at the screen. He's older now, more confident. But the smile, it's the same. Y/N in her heart. "You're everywhere, and yet nowhere near us." Hana looks up at the screen. "Hana. Mommy, that man looks like me." Y/N's eyes widen. She quickly turns off the TV. Y/N softly. "Let's finish your drawing, baby." She hides the remote, her hands shaking. Jungkook, disguised under a hoodie, browses the poetry section. He seems lost, like he's searching for a piece of himself. As he rounds the corner, he freezes. Y/N stands there, reaching for a book. Their eyes lock. Jungkook barely audible. Y/N. She straightens, her body tensing. Beat of silence. Y/N calm but cold. "Didn't expect to see you here." Jungkook cautious. "I came back for a bit. Needed quiet." She gives a tight nod, grabs her book and walks past him. Jungkook softly. "You look different." Y/N without turning around. "People change." She disappears down the next aisle. Y/N exits quickly, her heart pounding. She hadn't seen that face in years and now it's back. Jungkook follows her, steps uncertain. Jungkook gently. Y/N wait. She stops but doesn't turn. Jungkook. "Why did you disappear like that?" "I looked for you but..." Y/N flatly. "You didn't look hard enough." Jungkook hurt. "You blocked me first." Y/N turning sharply. "No. Tried. But maybe some things are meant to stay broken." She walks away before the tears betray her. Jungkook watches her go, more confused than ever. Jungkook's grabbing a bottle of water when a child's laughter echoes. Down the aisle. He looks up. A little girl races past him, chasing a snack wrapper. His breath catches. There's something about her. The way her eyes crinkle when she smiles. The dimple, her energy. Y/N calls from the next aisle. "Hana! Don't run." The girl giggles and runs back toward her. Jungkook, softly to himself. Hana. He doesn't follow. But something stirs deep in his chest. Jungkook sits at his table, sipping coffee, staring at a blank notepad. He writes the name Hana and underlines it. Flashes in his mind, the girl's dimple, her eyes, her laugh. Jungkook to himself. She looked like me. He shakes his head. Jungkook muttering. No, it's not possible. Don't be stupid. But he can't unsee it. Timing. Y/N's coldness. Child's age. He opens a drawer and pulls out an old photo of him and Y/N. Laughing young in love. Jungkook softly. What are you hiding, Y/N? Y/N stands alone, sipping tea as she watches Hana's toys scattered in the yard. There's a knock at the back gate. Her heart drops. She opens it to find Jungkook. Jungkook calmly. I'm not here to fight. Just talk. Y/N guarded. There's nothing left to say. Jungkook stepping closer. There's a little girl with my smile running around town. You think I wouldn't notice? Her jaw tightens. Y/N low voice. You don't know anything. Jungkook soft but firm. Then tell me. Please. She looks away. Y/N. It's better if you don't. She closes the gate. Jungkook walks the path alone, hood up. As he rounds a corner, he hears a child laughing. He slows. A little girl is on the swing, and a woman, Y/N, is pushing her gently. Hana laughing. Higher, mommy. I want to fly. The laugh hits him in the gut. So familiar, so haunting. Y/N sees him. Their eyes lock. She stiffens. He doesn't say a word. Just watches, hands in his pockets. She picks Hana up and quickly walks away. Jungkook to himself, barely audible. Why do I feel like I know her? Jungkook sits at his desk, a map of town open before him. He's circled a few places: bookstore, grocery store, park. He scrolls his phone to an old photo. Y/N laughing beside him, forehead touching his. She's holding something, a small charm bracelet. He zooms in. His eyes widen. Jungkook muttering. That's the same bracelet. The girl wore it. He leans back, heart racing. Jungkook quietly. She can't be mine. Can she? But the pieces won't stop forming. Hana skips into the room with a handmade birthday card. Hana excitedly. Mommy. I made this for you at school. Y/N kneels, reading it aloud. To the best mommy in the world. I love you more than the stars. She hugs Hana tight, holding back tears. Suddenly, Hana adds. Teacher asked about my daddy. I said I don't have one. Y/N stiffens. Hana curious. Do I really not have one? Like at all? Y/N gently. You have me. That's more than enough, right? Hana nods slowly, but Y/N can see the question starting to grow. Jungkook leans against his parked car across the street, hood low. He spots Hana running out with a group of kids. She waves goodbye, holding a craft paper crown on her head. Y/N is there, waiting with a smile. She hugs Hana tightly. Jungkook watches the interaction with a heavy heart. He doesn't need a DNA test to feel the pull in his chest. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a lollipop, the same brand he used to eat as a kid. He whispers. She even runs like me. He doesn't get out of the car. Just drives away. There's a knock. Y/N answers it to find Jungkook. He doesn't speak at first. Just looks at her. Jungkook firmly. You're hiding something. And I think I already know what it is. Y/N steps outside and closes the door behind her. Y/N tense. Leave her out of this. Jungkook low voice. I'm not trying to hurt her. But I deserve answers. Y/N voice cracking. No, you deserve peace. This isn't your life anymore. Jungkook. Maybe it never stopped being mine. They stand in silence, the distance between them thick with unfinished memories. Y/N is picking up supplies for Hana's school project. She steps away for a moment to check something. Hana wanders to the front of the store where a display of coloring books catches her attention. She drops a crayon box accidentally. Jungkook, who had been browsing nearby, kneels to pick them up. Jungkook softly, "That's a lot of colors. Planning a masterpiece." Hana smiles, unbothered. Hana, grinning, "I'm making a jungle castle with a rainbow tiger." He chuckles. Jungkook, "That sounds amazing." Y/N's voice calls from the back. "Hana." Hana waves goodbye quickly. "Bye, mister." Jungkook watches her rejoin Y/N. His heart both aching and warm. Jungkook stares at the ceiling, his guitar lying beside him on the bed. He plays a few chords. The melody is something he wrote when he was 19, for Y/N. He murmurs the lyrics to himself. Jungkook softly, "Even if time forgets our names, my heart won't." He pulls out his phone and opens a folder of old pictures. One shows Y/N smiling, paint smudged on her cheek. Behind her, an unfinished painting of a jungle scene. He zooms in. A rainbow tiger. He whispers, "She's yours, isn't she?" He closes his eyes, breath shaky. Y/N brings Hana to the children's corner for story time. Hana runs to find a seat on the carpet. Y/N stands at a distance, browsing shelves nearby. Jungkook enters the library. He freezes when he sees them. He turns to leave, but Hana spots him and waves enthusiastically. Hana, loud whisper, "Rainbow tiger man." The room goes silent. Few kids giggle. Y/N rushes over, eyes wide, pulling Hana close. Y/N firm whisper, "Don't talk to strangers." Hana, confused. "But he's nice." Jungkook quietly, "Sorry. I didn't mean to." Y/N doesn't respond. She walks away with Hana in her arms. Jungkook watches them go. Y/N lies awake, staring at the ceiling. Hana's soft snores drift in from the adjacent room. She gets up quietly and walks to the window. Outside, the street is still. She clutches a worn photograph. Jungkook at 20, holding her hand. During a beach trip. Y/N whispering, "I kept you away because I thought it was the right thing, but what if it wasn't?" She wipes a tear, then places the photo in a drawer and closes it gently. Y/N and Hana sit at a corner table. Hana's face is covered in strawberry ice cream. Jungkook walks by outside, spots them through the window. He doesn't enter, just stops and watches them laugh. Y/N glances up and sees him. They lock eyes. She gives a short, tired nod. Not angry, not warm. Just an acknowledgement. Jungkook nods back. It's the first truce. He walks on, heart pounding. Hana cries near the sandbox, scanning the ground. Y/N speaks to a nearby mother, distracted. Jungkook, who had been quietly sitting on a bench with sunglasses on, notices Hana. He approaches slowly. Jungkook gently, "Hey, what's wrong?" Hana, sniffling, "I lost my tiger. He's yellow with a blue nose." Jungkook kneels and points. "Asterisk like that." Her eyes widen. "Asterisk, you found him." He hands her the plush tiger and smiles. Y/N turns and sees the two together. Her smile falters. She walks over quickly. Y/N guarded. "Thank you, but please don't talk to my daughter." Jungkook quietly, "I didn't mean to. She found me first." They lock eyes again. The weight of unspoken truths hangs thick in the air. Jungkook sits at his desk, flipping through an old sketchpad. He stops at a new page and begins drawing from memory. Hana's eyes, the way her braid swings, her wide smile. He finishes and stares at the drawing. On the corner he writes, "Why does she feel like home?" He snaps the pad shut and exhales shakily. He doesn't know how much more of this guessing game he can take. Hana runs ahead of Y/N to join the kids. Y/N spots Jungkook quietly organizing books with the librarian. Volunteering for the week. They exchange a brief glance. Hana waves at him with paint on her hands. Hana, cheerfully. Hi again, Mr. Rainbow Tiger. Jungkook smiles awkwardly. Librarian, teasingly. Well, you've made a friend, Jungkook. Y/N stiffens. She walks over to him. Y/N, tense whisper. Why are you here? Jungkook. To help. And maybe to understand. Y/N looks away, unsure of how to respond. Y/N opens her old phone and scrolls through saved voicemails from years ago. She hesitates, then presses play. Jungkook's voice, younger, hopeful. Y/N. Got in. I'm going to Seoul. I'll call again soon, okay? I miss you already. She closes her eyes, holding back tears. Y/N whispering. You never called again. She deletes the voicemail, her thumb shaking. Outside, thunder rumbles softly. Y/N and Hana come out with takeout, surprised by the sudden rain. They laugh, running for cover. Hana slips slightly, and Jungkook appears, catching her by instinct. Jungkook, concerned. You okay, little warrior? Hana giggles. I didn't fall. I was sliding like a ninja. Y/N watches, unsure whether to smile or pull Hana away. Jungkook gently. Let me at least walk you to your car. Y/N hesitates, then nods silently. As they walk in the rain, Hana swings Jungkook's hand freely in hers, unaware of the past or the storm inside her mother. Y/N is surprised when she opens the door and finds Jungkook standing there, holding Hana's missing school notebook. Jungkook. She dropped this near the cafe. I figured she'd need it. Y/N curtly. You could have left it at the gate. Jungkook quietly. I need to talk to you. Please. She hesitates, then steps aside. They sit on the porch, distant but facing the same fading sky. Jungkook. She feels like mine. I know it's crazy, but I can't shake it. Just tell me I'm wrong. Y/N swallows, her knuckles white on the notebook. But she says nothing. Jungkook softer. She has your laugh, but her eyes, they're mine, aren't they? Y/N looks away. Jungkook sits, his hands gripping the edge of the table. Jungkook horse. You tried to reach me back then, didn't you? Y/N. I called. I wrote. I begged the label to pass you a message. They said you'd moved on. He covers his face with both hands. Jungkook. They never told me. I never changed. Not by choice. She trembles, voice cracking. Y/N. I didn't want her to grow up waiting for someone who might never return. I told her you were a star in the sky. The silence that follows is earth-shattering. Jungkook walks slowly to the mantel, where a row of photo frames rests. One catches his eye. A picture of Hana at age 3, holding a stuffed bunny. She's pouting. The expression is unmistakably his. He turns to Y/N. Jungkook, barely a whisper. She's mine. Y/N nods, eyes full of regret. Y/N quietly. Her name is Hana. I named her after a poem we both loved. Remember? Hana, the flower that blooms even in silence. Jungkook breaks down, sitting hard on the couch, silent tears falling. Jungkook walks out into the night, needing air. Y/N follows. Jungkook. I missed her first words, her first steps. Do you know how that feels? Y/N tearful. I did what I thought was best. You were gone and I was scared. Jungkook. You don't get to choose whether I'm a father or not. Y/N recoils, guilt crashing over her. Y/N softly. But I had to choose whether she'd be disappointed by someone who never came back. The pain hangs between them like fog. Y/N silently opens the door. Jungkook stands beside Hana's bed, watching her breathe. She's holding the same rainbow tiger. He kneels beside her, eyes wet. Jungkook whisper. Hi, flower. I'm sorry I took so long to find you. Y/N watches from the doorway, arms wrapped around herself. She knows the truth is out now. But what happens next? they're all unprepared for. Y/N stands at the sink, staring out the window. Jungkook walks in from the hallway, eyes red from a sleepless night. She doesn't turn to face him. Y/N coldly. So what now? You want to play daddy because your guilt finally caught up to you. Jungkook quietly. I didn't know Y/N. I swear. She turns sharply. Y/N angry, trembling. Don't you dare. Don't you dare act like you were the victim here. You left. No goodbye. No explanation. Just gone. Jungkook. I didn't leave you. I was taken. Y/N. You don't disappear without a single word unless you want to be forgotten. She slams her mug down, shattering it. Jungkook bends to pick up the broken mug, but Y/N stops him. Y/N biting. Don't pretend you're still part of this house. He sits down slowly, defeated. Jungkook quietly. They took my phone. Changed my number. Monitored every message. I was told being in love made me unmarketable. Y/N's expression softens slightly, but only slightly. Y/N. And you never fought back. Jungkook. I was 20. Tired. Drowning. I tried to find you. The messages never got through. I thought maybe you moved on. She looks away, blinking back emotion. Y/N softly. So did I. Y/N opens a shoebox filled with photos, letters, and old movie tickets. Jungkook, standing at the doorway, sees pieces of their teenage memories. Y/N. I kept everything. Even when you didn't come back. She picks up a photo of them at a carnival. The edges torn. Y/N. I almost told Hana about you 100 times. But I was terrified she'd wait at the door every weekend for someone who never came. Jungkook whisper. I would've. If I had known. I would've crawled to you. She looks at him, eyes swimming in hurt. Y/N. But you didn't. And now you have to earn your way back. Not just into her life, into mine. Hana sits between them on the floor, playing with blocks. She looks up innocently. Hana. Is Mr. Jungkook going to visit again tomorrow? Jungkook and Y/N share a silent look. Y/N measured. Maybe. That depends. Hana to Jungkook. You smile like me. Jungkook swallows hard. Jungkook. You smile like someone I used to love very much. Y/N turns her face away to hide the tears welling up. Jungkook walks to his car, head lowered. Y/N steps out behind him. Y/N calm but firm. You can see her. Once a week. Here. With me present. He stops. Y/N conted. But don't confuse access with forgiveness. Jungkook nodding. I'm not asking to be forgiven. I'm asking to be allowed to try. They stand in silence as birds chirp in the distance. Then she quietly adds. Y/N. She calls you Mr. Rainbow Tiger. Don't screw that up. A small smile breaks through his grief as he nods. Jungkook arrives with a small gift. A colorful storybook. He kneels down and offers it to Hana, who eyes him suspiciously. Jungkook softly. I thought maybe you'd like a new story to read. Hana takes the book but doesn't smile yet. Y/N watches from the kitchen doorway, arms crossed, heart guarded. Jungkook helps Hana build a tower from colorful blocks. She giggles quietly but quickly looks away. Jungkook whispering. I missed so many moments. But I'm here now. That has to count for something. Hana nods slowly but doesn't speak. Y/N stands at the door, watching with mixed emotions, hope and hesitation. Jungkook pushes Hana gently on a swing. Suddenly, she bursts into genuine laughter. Y/N watches from a bench, wiping away a tear. Jungkook smiling. There's my little star. Y/N's eyes soften but remain cautious. Y/N and Jungkook sit side by side, silence between them. Jungkook breaking the quiet. I'm sorry. For everything. For not being there. Y/N sighs, eyes on the stars. Y/N. Sorry isn't enough. Never will be. But this is a start. Jungkook reads a bedtime story to Hana. His voice gentle, careful. Y/N listens from the doorway, heart aching but hopeful. Jungkook whispering, "Good night, my little flower." Hana's eyes flutter closed. Y/N closes the door quietly, leaving father and daughter to their fragile new beginning. Y/N watches quietly as Jungkook plays with Hana at a small table. A friendly woman approaches Jungkook, smiling warmly. Y/N's grip tightens on her coffee cup. Y/N thinking, who is she? And why does this feel like a test I'm failing? Jungkook notices Y/N's distant stare and reaches out gently. Jungkook softly, "It's just a fan, nothing more." Y/N forces a smile but her eyes say otherwise. Jungkook helps Hana on the slide. She pauses then looks up at him. "Hana, will you stay this time?" Jungkook hesitates, swallowing hard. Jungkook softly, "I want to. More than anything." Y/N watches from a bench, arms crossed but heart softening. Y/N pulls out one letter from years ago, from Jungkook, unseen by her before. She reads it, voice trembling. Y/N whisper, "I'm sorry for everything. I'll fight to come back to you." Tears fall silently. Jungkook fixes Hana's broken toy car. Y/N watches, surprised by his patience and tenderness. Y/N softly, "I didn't know you could be this gentle." Jungkook smiling faintly, "I'm learning." For her. Y/N stands alone, rain starting to fall. Her voice shakes as she confesses aloud to the empty air. Y/N, "I want to forgive you, but I'm so afraid it'll hurt too much." The sky darkens, mirroring her turmoil. Y/N and Jungkook sit side by side, nervously awaiting Hana's performance. Y/N softly, "Thank you for being here." Jungkook takes her hand gently. "Jungkook, I'm not going anywhere. Not this time." They exchange a look of tentative trust. Hana sings a simple song, her voice clear and confident. Y/N and Jungkook watch, tears in their eyes. Jungkook whispering, "She's amazing." Y/N smiles, pride breaking through her guarded heart. Jungkook leans against the railing, voice low. "Jungkook, I was scared I'd lose you both forever. But now I see. I'm exactly where I belong." Y/N nods, the tension easing. Jungkook and Y/N prepare breakfast together, a comfortable silence. Between them, Y/N smiling. No more secrets. Jungkook, no more running. They share a small laugh, a sign of healing. Jungkook, Y/N, and Hana walk hand in hand, laughter filling the air. Y/N's voiceover closes the story. Y/N voiceover. He left as a dream, returned as reality. And this time we're not letting go.